How are we doing today, man? It has been a crazy day. We're making this video at 2:30, which is a little bit late, but I was live streaming today, my entire session, free in Discord. I live stream every Monday and Friday. I apologize for not being super active in that Discord, to be honest with y'all. But I do live stream every Monday and Friday. You guys can ask questions in the live. Anyone can talk. Anyone can be there. It's a lot of fun. But overall in the Discord, I'm not the most active, so I apologize. But there'll be things in the future that will be fun in there. But it's a free Discord, right? No one's paying for it. It's free to join, right? That being said, quick shout out to the sponsor of this video. I'm just kidding. There is no sponsor. But Alpha Futures, Apex, and My Funded Futures, I have a code Diego. So whatever the best sale is going on in those prop firms ever will always be able to be gotten with my code. I think Alpha Futures is doing 10% off, but double check my facts on that one. Anyways, we had a great day. I'm sure you guys can tell by the title that I definitely made very favorable and very flattering to me. And I want to go over because today was a tricky day. But we made, more importantly, I don't know the balance yet. I'm going to reveal this to myself because I can't remember the balance on Top Step. We made 200, but the most important part is that we're at $789 because this account's eligible for a payout. We have the 5 winning days. We have a 6th one now. This account, the account that we took the payout from, we added another $200. So this account's up to $900 now in the balance, $900 to draw down with a winning day. So we need 4 more winning days, and we can draw from this account as well. So we're starting to make some work. We're starting to put in some progress. I did lose as well today. I lost on these accounts. Apex, I'll go over what happened on these accounts. But I also won on these accounts. We cooked today. We cooked. Look at that, $73 across every account. Okay, I was just actually making sure. We have a balance of $25,229 we made this week. This week we made, let's see what the profits for this week are. Let's add it up right now. I haven't actually done that yet. We did, on the week, we did $229 times that by 3 accounts. We did $687 on Apex, not bad. And on Top Step, we did $374 across 2 accounts. 374 plus 374. We make 374. Yeah, 374 across 2 accounts. We made $1,500 this week. I lied, $1,400, but still, we made $1,500 this week. That means today we made 73 times 3 plus 400. We made $620 today. That is fat. And this week was solid. And we still didn't even really kill this week. We really could have went crazy on this week. And I'll kind of go over that. But I kind of want to just go over today because the $200 day is fat. This is really important because of the $200 winning requirements. And this account is eligible for a payout. So we could technically, let's see if we wanted to, Q later, right? We have a balance of $789. $789 divided by 2. We could withdraw $400. Pay for the Apex accounts. This payout right here would make these 3 accounts free. Doesn't actually work that way. And we want the $500 payout because that gives us a little more buffer, and 500 extra $100. Who doesn't want that? So if we can make about $200 next week, we can maybe get a withdrawal, and maybe we keep building the buffer. I'm not really sure yet. But with how well we've been trading this other account here, this is an Express account with 1 winning day, a nice balance, $900. It's not nothing. So it's really starting to come together. You guys are seeing things come together live in front of your face, right? If you've been watching this channel, you've seen me from, I always reference this, like February, March, and April. Those were some brutal months. I would have never dreamed of being able to get 2 $200 days across 2 accounts and a winning day across 3 other accounts. Like, I would have never expected that to be even possible. On the Apex accounts, this was a full trading week, and we only made $200 and something on them. So we're a little bit behind schedule. We've been low risk on these accounts. Today I traded 1 micro across these accounts, so that means we made about 36 points. That's a solid trade, right? That's a solid trade. 1 micro, cannot complain, like 37 points on these accounts, right? I'm cool with that. I could have gone with 2 micros, just double the amount, maybe more. We would have hit more. We would have hit a runner. So that being said, it's like, I guess I'm kind of like showing you guys a trade, and I want to show you guys that trade. But I also want to go over the first trades I took. I took 2 break evens to start the morning, and I want to go over why. So coming into the day, you guys know I'm a perma bull. I'm always bullish. I'm always looking for longs. I'm always bullish. But today I was actually very bearish. I was very bearish. We had this data low right here on NQ and ES. We had data lows because of non-farm payroll or NFP. I'm pretty sure at 8:30. 8:30 came out and we had crazy volatility. So we had the data lows. This was my main target for the day on NQ and ES, and look how we got there. But notice the first 5 minutes of market open, we were really choppy. Boom, chop, 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 chop. This is market open, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes of chop. And then we finally started spooling lower to the data low and kept falling through, which framed us for our long that we took down here. Why else was I bearish? Again, we were super bullish on the higher time frames. Right? We were super bullish. We had this market maker buy model. This week overperformed, really. We opened up price here. I want to show you guys something at the end of the video that I thought was really cool. But we opened up price here of the week. We chopped around on the bank holiday. Tuesday manipulated lower. Wednesday recovered. And then Thursday distributed, right? So Friday we expected to have a little bit of a pullback maybe. We got above these highs here, right? This was the draw on liquidity. This was really the main draw on liquidity for the week when we started, but this was a nice external draw. So market news today ran the draw on liquidity, right, during news. So we ran the buy side liquidity, so we can expect some sort of inversion to the downside. So right at market or the news, we ran liquidity, had a V shape off of it. I was bearish because of also we had all-time highs swept on ES. ES has swept all-time highs, so that is a bearish SMT. So that's all the confluences. I tried to explain it the best I could because sometimes I don't do a good job of explaining. And we have a daily gap. Plus, when I look at the overnight, and I see, okay, Asia, London have only gone straight up, and New York expanded just one-sided. New York expanded one-sided yesterday, a bunch of low resistance liquidity, and expanded one-sided. So I expect shorts, plus the data lows. It was a very free short day. So why did I not win on shorts, you might ask? Well, the very first trade I took on NQ, I took it 1 micro across 2 of my top sub accounts. So I had like a lot of trades today. I think I had, let me count, 1, 2 break evens, a loss, and a win. So I had 4 trades today. My first entry was when we had market open. I liked data lows. I was going to go break even at this fair value gap right here. And we were going to target the data low. So what was I looking at? I was looking at this right here. I saw that my 930 candle came up, swept out the highs. I believe, yeah, 930 came up, swept out the highs right here, snapped lower, had a green candle come up, retest this order block, close here. And then when we had a bearish close underneath the order block right here, this became a bearish order block. I entered right here. Price wicked up, traded up into the order block, traded down, traded up into the order block one more time, traded up into a third time, got a decent push, closed here. Fifth time we traded into the order block. This opening price, entered it, and then closed down here bearish. I then moved my stop loss to break even right around here because when we use this order block this many times, I only got into this trade with 1 micro across 2 accounts, risking about $40 at this high, right? And I wanted to see this be a quick flush. Without my normal confluences, so I was willing to go light risk, get into the trade, and if it flushes, I get a nice $200 day without having to do too much work. We end up getting stopped out break even. Cool, I'm completely fine with that because we would have actually got stopped out of the trade. Then we see market comes up on 949 right in the macro. We make an SMT. We make an internal SMT. So we have an internal SMT here. And we have an SMT with the high of day. So we have a bearish SMT. We then displace lower. We create a fair value gap, hold the fair value gap, displace through here. As soon as we close below these up close candles, we made this order block right here. I then got in short. And you may be wondering, hey, well, you have an SMT, right? You have an SMT, you have a fair value gap tap, you have an order block, you have data lows, you have relative equal lows with a fair value gap. How did you not win this trade? Well, I got in the trade right around here. My stop loss was on the top of this candle, right? Because there's 34 points. Take profit would have been 110. And we sat in it, chop, 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 come up, came down, boom, hit this low right here, this fair value gap. I went break even because I was just, when I was looking at this live time, it looked like a lot of chop. I was kind of worried. I started second guessing. Came up, stopped me out at break even, and then ran and just kept dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping and dumping. But really slowly, just chop fest, chop fest, chop fest. So that was the trade. We missed out on the shorts. We did not catch the shorts to the data low, but we had the S&T. And notice how slow it kept having. It was up close candle, down close, down close, down close. Up close, down close, choppy. Up close, down close, down close. Could not get involved. I could not get involved at all. Anywhere you would have shorted all of 10 a.m. If you short at any moment during 10 a.m., that's from here. See, 10 o'clock candle till 11. If you would have shorted anywhere in this 10 o'clock candle, in this window, right here, you would have made money. If you would have shorted anywhere, all of 10 a.m., this is the candle. You could have shorted here, you could have shorted here, 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 anywhere. You pick anywhere on this 10 a.m. candle, you would have made money, right? Besides maybe right here. But anyways, we saw market drop, and I was immediately going to try and play some sort of reversal off of these lows right here. But the market had other ideas. It just kept dropping, dropping, dropping. So when we see dropping like this, and we see only one-sided price action right here, we see this. This right here is something that I'm always going to try and play a reversal, right? Wow, it's super bearish. I missed all my shorts. What am I going to do? I'm going to take a long. So what was my first long? I tried to get really aggro with it. I entered longs around here when I saw us pushing up because I wanted to see us rebalance to this fair value gap right here. And I wanted to see us rebalance to an unfilled 15-minute gap. So there was an unfilled 15-minute gap right here as well. And it happened to line up with an unfilled 30-minute gap. So when we were dumping, I expected us to find some sort of reversal. We found a nice supply or demand zone. I don't know what they're called because I don't trade that. But we tapped into this area where we've had rejection, right? Rejected down, came up, rejected again, came back to it, rejected again, came to it, chopped around, broke through it, came back to it, bounced off it, right? It works. These things work, right? So I wanted to play some sort of rebalance because I knew that the market wasn't going to just continue the dump. It just doesn't do that unless you're in a really scary bear market. It just doesn't do that. So I was like, cool, I want to see us go higher from here now. So my first trade was a bad L. I'll pull that one up. Yeah, we immediately got cooked on this on the live stream. So we got in with one micro across the two accounts. I didn't get on an Apex because I was like, yeah, this doesn't really look that great, but like this could work. The 3-minute inversion, I was like, yeah, this is actually solid. I want to see equilibrium of this range. And it immediately shot down. I looked like the method. It immediately stopped us out. I was like, yeah, this is crazy. I'm getting cooked here. Glad I didn't add to this position. I almost added a micro. So we got stopped out immediately. That was a really brutal trade. Lost $122 immediately. But what did I not do? I didn't panic. I stayed focused, right? And we have this 30-minute gap. This is important. So what ends up happening? What was the reason for that loss not working? Because the idea was there and the idea ends up playing out. So I do want to go over why this wasn't the best entry. Well, if we take a look at what was happening, you're selling off for a reason. You're targeting liquidity. When you're selling off the market, you're looking to stop traders out of the market. So where were we looking to stop traders out of the market? Well, this was yesterday's low of New York session. This was yesterday's actual low, the daily low. Yeah, this is yesterday's daily low. So yesterday's low on ES was right here. 4 hour, let's kind of dial that back. Yesterday's low on ES was right here. So this is yesterday's low. Price opened here. We traded a little bit lower, consolidated, and then expanded up. Previous day's low is very important. Market was hunting something. So on the 1 hour, we had a big shoot down. Why are we going to stop here when we have New York session low and daily lows, right? We're not going to stop. We're just not going to stop. It's not in our vocabulary. We're not going to stop here. So I end up taking the trade right here on the first push higher, when we take in consideration, we have previous New York low and previous day low, all similar spots. So this is the first move up, right? Generating what? We've had a sell-off. Normally, you don't start just reversing off of nothing, right? And this was a bad trade. This was a bad trade. This is why we're journaling. This is why we're reflecting. This was a bad trade. You don't just reverse off nothing. You don't just sell off. Even though I wanted to see us push to the 15-minute gap and the 30-minute gap and the liquidity, right? We've just been going one side of the market. I wanted to see it push towards equilibrium. You don't just reverse off nothing. You don't. You can't. The market doesn't work that way, and I know that. I got greedy. I got impatient, and I entered long here, right? The market doesn't just reverse off nothing. This is a reversal off nothing. There's no liquidity sweep on the internal. There's no manipulation. There's no generated high, right? So what was the generated high? Well, we have all these highs, right? But we don't have any generated swing high. There's no swing high. This is a move with no swing high. This is a dangerous move to try and catch a reversal. So what ends up happening is I get caught in the fake out. So we put in a swing high. Then what do? That means we have a swing low. There's no swing lows on this whole move. There's not a single swing low. Nowhere. There's no swing lows. Swing low gets put in. Swing high gets put in. That's where you wait. That's where you perform. We have a push below the swing low. We have a clear fair value gap. Right, we didn't have clear fair value gaps anywhere on this move. No clear fair value gaps. Clear fair value gap, drop lower, underneath the swing low. Why is ES doing that? Well, because ES made relative equal lows here, right? So ES made relative equal lows. Equal lows. So notice, we even get the resweep. We get the resweep of the internal level right here. And oh, okay, we're good to go, right? Let's get in here. Why is there no strength? We tap to the fair value gap and we dump. Why do we dump? Because we made equal lows with previous session's lows. So if we go back to the 15-minute, right? We had made equal lows right here. It's hard to see because let's see if the 5-minute does justice. Okay, cool. Look at this low right here. That's the line. We made equal lows right here. So of course we're going to come back and sweep it one more time. Where are we at? So we made the equal lows. We had the internal manipulation right here, which we needed on a swing low. We made equal lows, so we're not going to push up yet. And then we sweep them and we sweep previous day's lows. So this candle pierces through the lows. This is where I'm expecting a reversal, right? There's key levels in the market where you have to be anticipating reversals. That's how you find good entries. So I'm anticipating a reversal here. NQ, so that allows us to see, hey, we have an SMT now. Why? Because NQ did not sweep these lows. So this is previous day low from NQ. And then we have ES, right? Previous day low, right here. SMT, right? ES sweeps the low, NQ doesn't, right? Simple stuff. So now everything's in place I need to take my long. Everything, right? Isn't it crazy that when you wait for the confluences and you wait for patient setups, you get everything you need. Literally everything you need. So what happens is we end up seeing the trade. And this is where I'll go to the 30-second here because this is where I got my first entry. That's where I got my first entry right here. So I'm really happy with this execution. So I didn't enter on the apex right here, but I end up going in with 1 micro here because we had an internal manipulation. We had 2 internal manipulations. We had a swing high. And we had our 30-minute fair value gap right here. 30-minute gap. 30-minute fair value gap. TP1. And this was like our relative equal highs right here to get in. So we could have got in our whole position here, made a lot more, but we ended up going in with 1 micro right here. Got in, had a little bit of drawdown. Stop was at this swing low, 39 points, big ranges. And we targeted and we held all the way here. So I'm going to show the executions here. Boom. First trade, clapped. Second trade, entered 1 micro here. Why did I enter another position here? That averaged our fill, right? It says 23,594, 25. So this was our first position. Or second position, and our first one was added in at 23,454, 4425. Cool there. So what happens is I entered my first one here. This is my fill. All right, this is my risk. I'm risking 39 points. Then we enter here. So what happens is you get the midpoint, right? You get the midpoint is your take profit or is your entry. So the midpoint of that range is now right around this level of 569. So 569. Oh wait, I'm confused. 569. 569. Okay. 569. This is now where our entry is, and we have the same stop loss, a little bit bigger of a stop loss now, but we're in on double the contracts. So we had more confirmation. We have less risk because now our stop loss is basically at our entry of our first trade. And now we're risking basically one contract, one position, right? Kind of works that way. It's kind of hard to explain. But that was our entry, so that's basically where our entry got averaged to. And then we took one take profit this high, and then we took our second run off here. So I hope that you guys are proud of me of holding this runner, because if we go from our first position, 400 or 44, 544, all the way to 668 or 669, that was a 124 point trade. I hit a 124 point trade. So I'm going to turn off these executions here. That was the trade. Why did I add here? Well, I added here because we had an inversion, right? So I added another contract here. This looked really, really good. And that's where I got my one trade on my Apex accounts. I entered right here. I don't know how to show that. I don't have the show executions on here. You'll just have to believe me. Yeah, I don't know the show executions. I don't know why I would lie about this. I entered 3 micros across each account. Entered right here, took profit here, 73 points, or $73. Simple day. Just wanted to get a winning day on these. It was cool. So we're gonna log out of those. That was winning day there, and that was the trade here. Really, really, really fantastic trade. Super, super happy about it. And it was one of those trades. I'm gonna pull up the replay because it's just such a sick trade. My dad was here watching it with me. It's one of those trades that even if I were to lose, it was a good trade. And one of the biggest things I want to reflect on was, hey, I didn't panic. And we're going to watch this trade play out. We're down 122 on the day, right? But what did I do? I realized, hey, that wasn't a great first trade, but I'm seeing my textbook trade right now. Textbook. We had to change stay on the 32nd. We had an inversion. We had the sweep on ES. We had the SMT at the higher time frames. We had everything we want to see. We've only been going down. We have untapped gaps. I expect this to work, right? I'm risking $78 more. We would have been down 200 on the day right here if it immediately stopped us out. Immediately starts going against me. I'm like, oh well. But this was the high risk entry. This was the high risk entry. We get in on the high risk entry, and we say, you know what? Let's just let it play out. So that's what we do. We let it play out, and this is the most important part is right here. The trade looked really good because I was like, this is good. This is a really good trade. And there's one thing that was really important, and it was why I added to my Apex accounts and why I added another micro to this trade. Because I would have, if you look here, I would have been profitable on the day, but I would not have hit a $200 day. I would have made profit on the day. I wouldn't have made $200, right? What was it about this trade that I entered the rest? Why was I so happy about this trade? Well, it was because I didn't let my fear hold me back from making money. I said, you know what? This trade is so good. This is exactly what I want to see. Internal manipulation twice. Swing highs to target. We've only been moving down all day. We just swept out yesterday's low in ES, not in Q. We have SMT on the higher time frame. We swept out equal lows on ES. We have the entry confluence, right? Everything was there. When this candle's printing, it closes above. I add a position right there when it was just printing. Because I was like, you know what? This is perfect. This is exactly what I want to see. So now I'm risking $200 on the trade, right? Risking $200. But why was it that I was confident in this? Why was I confident in this trade? Or why did I add? It's because it was such a good trade that if I lose this trade, this is an A+ loss for me. This is exactly the trade I want to be taking every single time. And if I lose on a trade that I'm exposed to take, so be it. I was willing to risk $200 on this trade to potentially make money, right? So I log back into my Tradovate accounts and I enter a position. I enter on 1 micro You guys can see I changed it from 2 micros in each account to 1. I would have made a fat day if I did. I add my position, and I'm in the trade. It filled me at 85. So there's the execution. There's the proof. I put my stop loss in where my stop loss was on the on Top Step. Same stop loss, same idea. And I put in my take profit right at the highs. We could have made a little bit more if we just were a little more patient on the take profit, but it is what it is. And we let the trade do its thing. And I managed this trade great. I really thought about on Top Step. I was down 120 on the day. What did I think about doing? I thought about, hey, I want to show you this. We dropped down, but I'm still looking at this trade. I look at this trade, I'm like, hey, this still looks perfect. This is a normal pullback to then get an order block and start the uptrend, right? So what happens is exactly that. We have a great candle. This is when my dad came in and started sweating the trade with me. So we get a great push up here. I'm in on the Apex accounts. I get the great close. Fantastic close on the, why is this not working? Fantastic close here. I think we got the 3-minute inversion as well. Let's see. So we're on the Apex, and we're on Top Step. So we're live time. We're risking about 200, 100. We're risking like 2, 4. We're risking a lot, right? I don't know how much exactly, but we're risking a lot. This is the 3-minute chart. 3-minute. We got the 3-minute inversion now. We tapped into the 3-minute gap. We got a nice order block. This is looking perfect. This is a perfect market maker buy model on the internal model, right? So I'm like, cool, this looks great. And I'm sitting there thinking, hey, I'm risking $200. I don't want to lose 200. But I'm sitting there thinking, if you don't risk, you can't win. And this is a trade that I'm going to take every single time. This is a trade that if I lose, so be it. This is a great trade. That's why I was telling myself, this is a great trade. Don't worry if it loses. This is what you want to enter. So we have a little down close candle after making this nice order block right here. And then we get a nice candle here. This candle made me realize, oh yeah, I'm hitting take profit for sure. I don't go break even right away. I could have. Hindsight didn't come back down here. And what was I thinking? I was thinking about closing the trade. Why? Because I'm up 150 across both accounts. I'm down 120. I could have made $30 profit on the day. I could have been up on the day, not worried about losing, cover my loss. But I said, why would I do that? Right? And the reason why I wouldn't do that is because, hey, this thing can run, and this thing's going to run. And if this thing hits take profit here, I'll be up on the day. So let me just let first take profit hit. So then on this account, I'm just taking profit this swing high. And let's say I were to close the trades right now, I would make 150 across the Apex accounts. I wouldn't have missed out too much here because I closed it pretty much soon after. And I would have closed the Top Step accounts for, let's see what happens when we switch back. Top Step, let's see, if we close the trade right now for $189. Oh my gosh, I'm up $189. That means I can cover my loss and make profit. That means I'll make about $70 profit on the day. That means $140 on the accounts. I would have missed out on a $200 day on each account, and I would have missed out on $100+ in profit. That's massive. That changes weeks, that changes months, that changes conviction. And why would I close the trader? That's why I kept telling myself, why would I close the trader? This looks perfect. So I trail my stop to now I'm only risking $36 more. I can live with $36. I think it's going to go here. It ends up not. It starts dropping down. We tag this order block perfectly and reject. Perfect signatures. This is perfect bullish price signatures. Make equal highs. I'm kind of just tweaking my adjustments. And then boom, we hit take profit. We could have squeezed a few more points on this contract. On the Top Step though, I don't care because I probably wouldn't have made more than 200 anyways. I probably would never make more than 200. So this is important actually. This is important. I trail my stop. I then trail my stop here now. Why did I do this? Well, it's because nervousness. I either hit my take profit and I secure my losses back from the day, or I like if it doesn't hit if it hits this take profit, I'll be up on the day. If it hits the stop loss, I'll be break even. So I can't lose today on the Top Step. So it runs up, It gets close. I have it at the body highs just in case we want to do some funny games. And boom, it takes my take profit. I'm up $54. So I'm in a trade that's up $80, has potential to keep running, and I'm up realized gains on the day $54 after a loss. That's one micro partial. So that means that trade there made me $170. So now I'm partial out, my stop's at break even, and then I think my Apex counts. My Apex hit the take profit. So my Apex hit the take profit then. And I was like, oh wow, we're not going to hit the runner. But then it doesn't matter. I took profit on Apex. I made $200 something on Apex. And I made $100 realized gains on Top Step. So that's a $300 day. We add another $150. Why did I not close the trade? Oh my gosh, I'm up $100. That's $200 across both accounts. I can just close the trade here and I'll be up another $100 on the day. No, trade to the 30-minute gap. Trade to the $200 day. We hold this inversion perfectly. We hold the order block. We have a protected stop loss. And we run up. And we get close one time here. We start dropping. We put in an order block. And at this point, I knew it was over. I knew we were hitting take profit on this candle right here. So we start running up. I'm like, cool. I lock in another $53, right? So I'm locking in another $100 on the day. Beautifully. And then it's getting right next to our target. Right next to our target. $200 day. Trail my stop now, so we're locking another $200 on the day. Worst case scenario, we make another $200. We just don't get the $200 day realized. But I don't want to see it make equal highs, tag the 30 man, and then do funny business. Boom. We immediately trade up one more time. And then watch this high five right here. Then get a little high five going. Boom. Take profit gets hit. High five gets made. And that's a day done. Beautifully. If you look, I mean, we couldn't have been more sniper with our exit. 30-minute gap, tagged us out right here, dropped immediately. Would have stopped us out, break even on the runner. So, beautiful, beautiful trade. This is textbook. That's why we show up. That's why we show up to do this, is for trades like this. Literally beautiful executions. $400 on the top step. $200 across all the accounts total on the Apex. What a week, right? And we didn't even trade perfectly. We learned from this loss. We realized why we did well here. We held to what? TP1 and TP2. That's a fantastic job to do that. Really, really proud of myself. Really happy with it. And I want to show you guys something real quick that I thought was interesting. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it has any value, but I thought this was interesting, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, I thought that it's interesting that this happened on NQ. If we take a look here, I just want you guys to see something here. I want to show you guys something, right? This is a week. This is a new week opening gap, so this is the start of a week, right? Sunday open price. If we take an anchor from low of week to high of week, what do you notice? And I'm going to do the same thing with this week. I'm going to take an anchor from low of week, right? Because this is the weekly opening gap. We have a low put in. We don't know until hindsight, obviously. And then we have high of week. I'm going to move this over here. What do you guys notice here? This is kind of like, I don't know. Is there something here? Let's go for the 4 hour. I anchored my fib from low of week to high of week. Why is the midpoint inside both new week gaps? Low of week, high of week. You anchor a fib perfectly inside the new week gap. I don't know if that's a coincidence. I just wanted to mention that. I don't know what you're going to do with that information. I'm not ICT. I could not tell you what to do with that information. But maybe it's a projection tool, right? Look, you put on what low week. You don't know this low week now, but when you get back up to the new week gap, maybe you're saying, hey, maybe this is a projection tool. So then what do? Let's say you're on bar replay and you're right here, right? What are you going to do? You draw, hey, maybe this is low week. Oh, maybe this is low week. What should we do? What should I do? Maybe this low week. Let me just drag my fib until we're at the new week opening gap, kind of middle. Okay, maybe this is our target for maybe we could expand there, right? And then boom, you fast forward. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, would you look at that? Look at our high of week, right? I don't know what to do with that information. I really don't. I just thought it was cool and I noticed it on my own. So, yeah. That's interesting. So, this trade, beautiful. Week was great. Super happy with it. What do I want to prove on going forwards? Taking less mid setups. I took some mid setups this week, and I was fearful intersizing on some trades. We're starting to slowly get there, man. We're starting to combine everything and starting to get to the point where we're really seeing our hard work pay off and seeing like cool stuff happen. I mean, a $600 day, like that's a lot of money for me. We're gonna keep it stacking. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna keep showing up and keep running things. It's really, really cool. I'm really, really happy with this. This video is already long enough, so yeah. Hopefully you guys had a great week. I hope today I tried to explain as in depth as I could. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my insight. And yeah, you guys know already what I'm about to say. Apex, My Fun Futures, Alpha Futures, code Diego. Run that up. I really appreciate it. Please DM me. Please message me. Please message me on Discord. Leave a comment. Tell me when you use my code. I want to personally thank you guys. It really does mean a lot to me, and it helps me out a lot, and it puts money in my pocket. So I really want to personally thank you guys. If you use my code, please just tell me. I want to personally thank each and every one of you that do, and I really appreciate it. So hopefully you guys had a great week. Let me know how you guys did this week. Please drop a subscription and a like. Comment, whatever you want to do. Help the channel out. Help me grow the channel. My goal, like I always say, is 100K. Dream big or don't dream at all, right? Appreciate all the support on the channel. Always, 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 always. So I will see you guys in the next one, man. How'd you guys do this week? I want to know. Did you guys do good? Did you guys do bad? Did you blow accounts? Did you get a lot more funding? This was a big week for a lot of people because I think a lot of people got more funding with Apex through the 90% off and all the different sales that props were doing. So September, if September's this good the whole month, we're going to have a pretty fat month. So I'm pretty excited for the rest of September. Let's keep crushing it. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.